Hello, bookworms, bibliophiles, and lovers of all things literature, and welcome to the next chapter of the Braless Book Guild podcast, where we discard our bras and find our family to talk about books both published and unpublished. We are your hosts. I'm Jenna. This is Marissa.
Hello.
And that's Megan.
Hi.
Hi. All right, ladies, what are we drinking today? I almost forgot that part, but I forced it in now awkwardly.
Hey, Jenna, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome
We missed
back.
you.
We missed
Yeah,
you.
I missed you guys too last week. It was a bummer that I didn't read that book, but I really, really want to. So I wanted no spoilers because I actually haven't, other than the fact that it's a lady night book, I haven't looked too far into it. So I didn't really want to know anything going into it, which is what I did with the Jasmine Throne. So I was like, I want to go into it as clear air as possible. So I want you guys to be able to talk about it without me there. But I did miss you guys. I
Yeah.
did miss you guys.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I was told you just now before we started recording that you should listen to that episode
I
so that
will.
you could hear it. Then I'm like, wait, the whole point was you can't listen to the episode because you don't know it.
I will listen to the episode when I read the book.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which I saw at Barnes & Noble. I'm so excited.
It's so shiny.
It's beautiful.
It's holographic.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I want to buy it. Then I was like, Jenna, calm down. You have like 700 books you want to buy. But it was so shiny. It spoke to me.
You should
Yeah,
buy
it was
it
very
anyways.
shiny.
My Dragon Horde book hoarder just wanted to add it to my collection.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, drinking.
Anyways, what are we drinking today, guys? Marissa, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking the toasted hazelnut tea, which is a black tea with hazelnut in it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite, like, comforting warm teas in the fall.
I think it's just like one of those, it's not quite coffee, but it's close to coffee, so I can drink it and feel like I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite fogs when I worked at the tea shop because, especially when I was pregnant, because I'd be like, oh, I can't drink caffeine, but I can pretend like I'm drinking caffeine. And it does have caffeine, but
I was
little
gonna say it's a
amounts.
black tea. It should have caffeine, isn't it?
Yeah,
Caffeinated?
but
Wait,
you're
hold
allowed-
on. I need caffeine.
You're
Jenna, I got this because I wanted caffeine. It is 7:00 in the morning.
I
Jenna,
need coffee. I need caffeine.
Jenna, I need you to make me a new tea with more caffeine in it.
No, black tea has significantly less amount of caffeine than coffee does. So coffee, 1 cup of coffee could get you at your limit of caffeine intake for the day when you're pregnant, whereas you could have like 2, maybe 3 cups of tea, depending on what kind of teas you're having, and not hit your limit. And so since I always tried to watch my caffeine intake, I was like, the more I could drink, the better. So yeah, I do like teas instead of coffee.
I just like tea.
Yeah. Megan, what do you know about tea and coffee?
I know that I agree that toasted hazelnut is like the limit of like a coffee flavored thing that I can go toward. For that. The smell of coffee, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's
I
not
could
a coffee.
live with that
She's not a
every
coffee
day.
drinker, but a coffee sniffer.
I'm a coffee sniffer. Yeah. Yeah. I even just sent you guys the
Yeah.
new Bones coffee flavors
It
that
looks
were
bomb.
fall flavored.
It was
I don't
Nightmare
remember.
Before Christmas.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking the Pirates chai that Marissa had last week that you got at the
Ren Fair.
Ren Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very
I want to
excited
ask
for
you
it.
guys, what did you drink last week? But our listeners will know. I just won't.
Pirate's chai.
You can listen to like that part.
Yes.
And then the second we're like, okay, let's talk about the book. You're like, shut up. Yeah. What about you, Jenna?
I'm drinking eggnoggin.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I've rediscovered my love for it.
It's
Marissa
so
has
good.
a box still, and I keep like swirling away a little. Here's a pack or two, so I drink my eggnoggin.
Just for some reason decided in my head I got that confused with the cup of cheer.
No,
And I was like,
Well,
Ugh.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Look,
Now I want a cup of cheer.
Yesterday it was rainy and it was cozy, and all I wanted was a cup of cheer.
Same.
And I
Always.
almost drove out to the store just to get eggnog so that I can make my cup of cheer.
Is eggnog out
It
already?
is. It
Oh,
is.
no.
I saw it like early October. I saw eggnog, and I was like, oh. I was like, I remember I was texting Angela, and I go, there's eggnog out. And she goes, I'm torn because yay, but also why? And I was like, I know. I was like, but I think that the rule should be, I've decided the rule should be eggnog comes out November 1st, which seems appropriate. And it should last until February 1st. I want it to go through New Year's because after New Year's, it's just sad. The holidays are gone. You
Oh,
have
you
to say
wanna
goodbye. I want to hold on to
keep-
my little
keep a
bit
little
of happy.
bit, yeah.
And it's still cold, and yeah. So I just want to last a little bit longer than Christmas.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is now a how long should eggnog last podcast. But yeah, so today we decided that we are going to talk about families and how family dynamics work in books, whether it's blood families or found families. And I thought it was kind of appropriate because I think this will be our first episode of November, which is Thanksgiving month. So
Oh, right.
I
That's
love it.
Literally why I suggested it.
Oh, I'm
Marissa
over
and I
here
are on
just
the same
like,
page.
ooh, Marissa suggests something. We got to do it.
Marissa, she's participating.
Jenna doesn't do her homework and Marissa doesn't participate in class. We are bad students. But
That's,
yeah.
well, it's the same thing with my partner. Anytime he's just like, because he's so non-picky about food,
Yeah.
that anytime he's like, I really want to eat this, I'm like, then we gotta.
We have to go
Because
eat
most
it.
of the time it's my decision of
Yeah.
what we eat because he can eat everything. So like twice a year that he's just like, I really want to eat this. I'm just like, okay.
Drop everything. Let's go.
There's one time where I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling that. And then I realized in my head, I was like, nope. This is like the one time he's asking me, I gotta. So
Positive reinforcement.
yes. When we made our own teas yesterday or last week, they were okay. Like,
I liked my tea. I don't know what you're talking about.
but there was just like a little something missing. I don't know if you just like mix it with love or something, but there was just speaking of family,
Yeah.
there's just a little something missing in my tea personally.
I
I don't
you know
remember
what?
what I had.
I messed up. I should have had Jenna make the same tea I made last week, how I made it, but like her way.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And then he could have tried it.
Yeah, which basically is this, but with the chai instead of the hazelnut.
You want to try a sip?
No, I'm okay.
Uh,
Yours has honey in it.
yeah.
I'll change it.
It's my honey. I was almost in my last name.
It's
It's my honey.
Yeah.
It's special.
Oh man. So this week, you know what's funny is that right before when we discussed what we wanted to talk about today, I was like, oh my gosh, my brain went, I cannot think of a single book with families. And then like immediately just got bombarded with every family book that I've ever thought of and ever read. And then I was like, those are too talked about. But then I remembered that what I really like is that I've been reading a lot more books that have actual like siblings or children or things like that. And it's like, I do have some that aren't just found families, they're actual families. But
Yeah, that's kind of why I suggested family dynamics rather
Yeah.
than just being like, we should do a found family one.
Right.
I think it's cool to talk about like how different families are portrayed in literature because I kind of did the same thing. I'm like, I could talk about found families, and I do have a book I'll talk about with found families, but then like I can talk about parent and child relationships and sibling relationships, and I think that's just more well-rounded, and it kind of gives more like a I can't think of the word, but like a more solid foundation, I guess, for found families and normal
Yeah.
families and what the definition of family is.
yeah, no, I agree. I think that I think we've talked a little bit about fan families in the past on the podcast, and it's definitely one of my favorite tropes in literature.
same.
That like, oh, you find your people that start out as either strangers or friends, and then they become like so close that you do anything for them. And I definitely like that trope, but I do really enjoy when I find a good book that has an actual blood relative that has a strong dynamic. Like Marissa and I have talked about, like sisters is a big one for us. We always end up picking things up because we have a close sister bond, so we want to find books that share that similar sister bond. And then we always joke about Beth in Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
The
was-
Walking Dead.
the show, not the comic, but The
Yeah.
Walking Dead had such a you should have chose your sister moment.
Yeah.
My mom's rewatching that right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a big thing for me, is that family is a big thing for me, where I have friends, and I have friends that like now that we're really close to, like Megan, our D&D group, and my friend Steven. It's like people that I'm very close to, but I've always been somebody that was just more family oriented. And I think growing up, like as a young kid, we had a lot of like family events that we did and stuff like that. So family was always a big thing in my life, I think.
Family's part of the reason I moved back from Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm wanting to go back.
Family is part of the reason why Jenna is feeling conflicted on which side of the United States she wants to live on.
It is very true. It is
Especially
very
after
true.
your little trip.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when part of my family is so far away.
Yeah.
And like there's something about becoming a mom that makes you so much closer to your mom. And like despite any issues, any qualms that I had with how she raised me early on, it makes me understand her in a way that nothing else could have. And so it's like I went from talking to my mom probably once a week or so to talking to her like every day for a long time. And then and now that she's far away and she works and her life is at a different time schedule than mine, we don't get to actually talk as often as I used to. So I definitely miss her, and it's hard having her far away. And now I think that like the funny thing is that my change from becoming just a single woman who, you know, was married and had a husband or just doing my thing, now I find books that have children in them much more appealing because the mother-child dynamic or even the father-child dynamic speaks to me more because I can't even imagine my life not as a mom anymore, which is weird. But yeah, it definitely makes it harder, I think, to be away.
It's definitely one of those things where, for you specifically, I have to be very careful when I think of recommending a book now, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, you can find those child dynamics, but when they're traumatic child
I know.
things, it's like, okay, well, let's see. Maybe we should steer away from this one. Like, I just read Pet Sematary not too long ago, and I'm like, you definitely cannot read that one. It is such a good book with such a good, like, message in it of, like, grief and, like, family and stuff like that. But it is, you could not read that book.
No. There's certain books that I know that I couldn't read, and like there's certain things that I wanted to read before I became a mom that I will probably never read now because I am a mom.
Yeah.
And like I remember reading, there's like a book that was really popular and it's like we need to talk about Kevin or something.
Oh
yeah.
And I wanted to read that so bad before I was a mom, and I never did. And I look at it, I was like, heck no, can't do it, not ever. I'm never
I
gonna
read
pick
that
up.
one a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was.
It's rough. It's different. It hits hard anyway when you're not a parent, but then it like hits differently when you're a parent and you're literally like, I don't rest, guys. I sleep and worry. And it's like I didn't know what it was like to have this level of worry and anxiety in me at all times before this. And yeah, it's crazy.
I remember there was a part of the Sweep series where Morrigan, the main character, because she's like a witch and she has these powers now, they called it casting her senses out.
Yeah.
And so she would cast her senses out in her house and she would like feel her mom. And she was like, her mom like never sleeps. She sleeps, but she's like always constantly aware even when she sleeps. So I just remember reading that and being like, huh, I wonder if that's how my mom is. And it definitely is, because my mom, she probably sleeps now that there's no kids in the house.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's a
think she
weird
slept
different.
half her life.
I had an intense fear for about, well, actually it was probably longer, but it felt like 3 months after Elias was born, where I hyper fixated every night before I went to sleep that the house was going to catch on fire. And I thought, we didn't clean out the dryer vents. We got to clean out the dryer. So I bought a thing to clean out the dryer vents just because of this thought that my house was going to catch on fire. And I made Jelani pull them all out and clean it all out because I was like, what if something happens when the house catches on fire? I have to save my kid. And like, luckily he sleeps like with me. But at the same time, like those moments of like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do then? We have that, like that would be all of our baby stuff and it's like these weird hyper, and that's all you think about at night. Like, what if something horrible happens? Crazy
Postpartum,
things.
man.
It does weird things to your brain. Weird things. But it's funny because I just recently read the B.K. Borison books, and it's interesting because this is the books that she's coming out with now. Is she had her Love Light Farm series, which was a quadrilogy. It was 4 books, and then this, I think it'll be a trilogy. It could be more, but this trilogy that she's currently working on, I just read the second book of it. It deals a little bit more with like family dynamics. So the first one that I read, my brain.
Jenna was on a
Something-
roll.
Yeah, something caller. Crap.
First time caller.
First time caller. I think I messed myself up because I said first one that I read, and then the word first didn't fit right there, so I had to think of what I was saying.
This
First
is
time
second
caller.
book, long time listener.
Yes. No, it's first time caller and now back to you. But first time caller is loosely based on Sleepless in Seattle, and so it's but it's a single mom who her kid calls in to a love hotline and makes her like the most interesting and eligible bachelorette in the area, and then the radio host, who he was kind of losing his belief in love and his interest in love, they bring her on the set and they fall in love, obviously. But because she's a single mom, it brings up that dynamic of like the mother-daughter relationship. And what I liked about that one too is it wasn't the typical mother-daughter relationship. What had happened is, or the single mother relationship, what happened is her and her best friend, when they were teenagers, had sex. She ended up pregnant, and he was gay. And so she still has a really close relationship with the dad, and they still have a family aspect. She just doesn't have her love story. So I enjoyed that book because of the family dynamics in that too. And the dad is married, and so they have the 2 dads, and they like live right next door to each other, which was cool. But you got the mother-daughter like kind of dynamic back and forth with them, which was really cool. And then the second book that I just read, which is about Jackson and Delilah and their weather people. Jackson took custody of his 2 twin sisters who are minors, and so he has custody of them. And so that discusses the dynamic that he has with his siblings and with his mom, and it's really cool too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I liked those books. What about you guys? Do you have any books that like you've read recently that have felt like really good family dynamic books?
I wouldn't necessarily yes, family dynamics for sure, but just because we're talking about like the parent-child and like mother stuff a lot, that is basically all of A Day in Fall and Night.
Yes.
That's all about motherhood.
Okay, I'll read it.
So that was the one that I've talked about when I went to the Samantha Shannon signing. The book had already come out, and she was on tour, and I was like 3/4 of the way through it, and when she brought it up, she was like, this book is all about motherhood in its various aspects. I remember being like, oh, wow, she's right.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, I mean, there's 4 main stories in that book,
Yeah.
I think, that it follows, and each one has something to do with motherhood.
And it's so different.
Yeah, it's a different perspective and a different type of motherhood.
Yeah.
And then obviously I loved it because you had the 2 women that were raising one of their daughters as their mothers, but they couldn't necessarily be her mother because they were at the Priory.
Right. And it's very strict.
Yeah, so
like,
it's
dynamic there. Yeah.
so it's weird because it's very different. It's like, we are your mothers, but we can't technically be your mothers.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting, like, to see how they navigate that and the love that they have for their daughter in that sense.
Yeah. And even the daughter
Yeah.
has a moment where she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'll read it, guys.
I'm
I'll
trying to
read
remember.
it.
It's like a hot minute. I even think like the tale of Galeth. What was his name? I'm thinking of last week's
You were
book.
definitely thinking of last week's. I was like, wait,
I mean, last
completely
week's
different
book also has kind of a family dynamic too.
Yeah.
But the legend of what is it, St. George and the Dragon. So that legend, even that family dynamic, which you don't actually know about through the legend, but like through learning about the characters and like what is real about the legend, has an interesting family dynamic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Everything about that.
Yeah, I think everything about that book has to do with families.
Yeah.
Like you have the Eastern storyline, and like her connection with her family is basically what brought her to what she was doing over there. And then even the guy's storyline, like,
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily seem like it at first, but the more you read it, the more you kind of understand, because he was orphaned.
Right.
And so, like, you think, oh, well, he's orphaned, there's nothing to do with families, but his family actually ends up being important.
Super important.
Yeah.
And then my favorite storyline was about the queen, who knew she had to have a family
Yeah.
in order to pass along the line of the queen.
Yeah.
But she was like, I don't wanna. And she was like, I don't know if she was she like asexual? Was that kind of
You know what?
it? Or
I
was
got
it
that
just-
vibe, but I don't think it was necessarily, like, written there.
Okay.
I think it was just like, will do it because it's what I have to do for my duty, but I want to be a warrior.
Yes. So yeah, everything about that I think was just so, and it was well done. And the way that she was able to like tell these different stories, but have them all, I don't want to say like come together, but like almost intertwine in such unique ways was really cool.
And you know what I really liked too was, even though, yes, it is a story of motherhood, one of my favorite parts about that world is that, like, the royal line is passed through the women.
Yeah.
And so seeing the relationship of the daughters with the dads, who are literally just there to, like...
Sperm donors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, it's a cool little, like, twist on it of, like, you know, the women are the one that are revered. So, like, the dads sometimes are kind of pushed to the side. But I really liked her relationship with her dad, Glorith's, or...
Glorian.
Glorian, yeah. Glorian's relationship with her dad in that one. Because it was such a good, like... father-daughter relationship where it could have easily just been like, oh, whatever, I had this kid, she'll be a queen, and I'm gonna go off and do my thing now because I've done my job.
Which is what happened in Priory of the Orange Tree with Sabrin's dad. Was basically like, he was kind of like, she knew of him, but he basically just left, but also because the mom was very overbearing.
There was a whole, but and even like the story, like the love story of the mom and dad in that book was so, in A Day of Fallen Night, was just so good. Like, I think Jenna will really like that part of it. So Jenna,
all right, guys,
read.
all right. It'll probably be like next year, if I'm being honest. Maybe December. Just because I'm so behind. I am so behind on homework. I've been trying to read The Intercepts, which doesn't really have anything to do with family, I don't think.
Oh, yes, it does.
It does.
Oh, God.
So much about family in that book.
For the
Like,
record,
I'm over here when you're just like, yeah, I don't really want to read about a thing. And I was just like, there's a part where I was just like, Jenna, stop reading here. And then I skip ahead and I'm like, okay, start reading here.
No, I like...
I
like, because Jenna said, I'm trying to read The Intercepts. And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, that's a family one,
That's a
too. And then
family
she
one,
goes,
too.
I don't think it has anything to do with family. I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah, it
does.
Well,
does.
I obviously haven't made it very far.
Father-daughter relationship in that one.
Yeah.
The hard part that I'm finding with now, this year, at this point in my life, is that I absolutely positively cannot annotate books in front of my son.
No.
Absolutely cannot. We had that problem with Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, where I had to buy a whole new book and make Marissa annotate the, part of it that she read. But he gets really excited and wants to do it with me, and I just cannot do it. And if I try to walk away from it, he's like, well, I'll do it for you, and it's bad. So I have to do it completely separate from him, so I don't have as much time to do it.
Speaking of, I realized I'm not getting any of your annotations in any of the books.
Oh, because
You didn't do Yumi.
Yumi
and
was
you're
the
like,
first
You get,
one.
like, the first little bit of it.
You get like
But I don't
third.
get any of your full annotations this
You'll
year.
have to go through and flip through and read her annotations on the other two.
Yeah, I've read. I looked through the Intercepts when you finished that one, and then
And you
the other
looked
one.
through, yeah.
But it's like
Sons
I
of
don't
Force.
read
Or
your
Don't Let the Force
annotations
In.
because I
With
think
it.
for last year you did the books before me, so anything you finished, I got yours first.
Yeah.
And now this year I don't get any.
Yeah,
Well, it's 'cause-
that's
it's
so
'cause
that
we
would be the same
ended,
for
yeah.
Jenna, except for with my book.
Yep. Yeah, I won't. Marissa will only get my annotation for your book. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're giving it to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
Anyway, families.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've been really kind of into a family mood lately. I've been enjoying books that have more to do with families for sure. But yeah, what about you, Megan? What's a book that you've read recently that had good family dynamic?
So I finished the Book of Night series, which is just a duology. I've kind of talked about that one, but that one is a very unique sister dynamic. In that, I'm trying to remember if they were like fully like siblings or half sisters. I'm not sure. But that one is like the main character is the older one, so she has like this whole dynamic of I need to take care of you, and the younger sister's like, stop, I'm an adult now, I can do what I want. She's like, no, we've struggled our whole life. You don't know what I've been through. I've been through so much stuff that you don't know about, so I need to like make sure that doesn't happen to you. So when the sister starts doing these things that could like lead along a parallel path, the main character Charlie is like I need to do this. I need to take care of you.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting. And then in the end of the first book, they do have this really nice understanding of like you need to lay off.
Yeah.
And then the older sister's like, fine, I'm going to do this specific thing for you that will like put you in danger, but also because you are asking me to do that for you, I am like understanding and I am like, yes, I will do this for you. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest are not really... Oh, I guess The Night and the Moth is also pretty new, but the rest are kind of older that we've talked a little bit about, but I do want to go more in depth for,
Yeah.
so we can circle around to those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I haven't read a lot recently. I think like that Day of Fallen Night obviously was
Yeah.
one I read, but even that wasn't like in the last few. Like I just finished Daughter of Egypt. That has a lot of family dynamic in it because, you know, it's a dual storyline of Hatshepsut, who is like the daughter of, well, it's also ancient Egypt where, you know, the daughters marry their brothers
Yeah.
to keep the line
Yeah.
like that. So like the family is very like close.
Yep.
But and then even with the 1920s storyline, it was a lot of like her mother putting pressure on her to find a husband, but she wants to go off doing archaeology with her dad, and
Yeah.
so there's a lot of family in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Jenna? What recent? Well, you talked about recents. You
Yeah,
just talked about your
yeah.
recents.
I definitely, I think the B.K. Morrison one stands out because she had the found family first, for sure. In her Love Light Farms ones, it was very found family. It did have a brother and a sister in it, but it was much more about like the found family aspect, whereas the newer ones definitely have that actual family aspect, blood family aspect, which was good for me. I'm trying to remember, even though Zodiac Academy is about twin sisters, and that is interesting because that one had the twin sisters who grew up in the mortal realm, so they're very, very close, and then it talks about siblings in the Fey realm of the heirs who were some of them were close, but they were also kind of brought up to be like, well, if you don't do your duty, this person's taking over for you.
Yeah.
And so there was like a sense of competition. So that one did a good job with having different family aspects, and then like the bad guy is one of the dads, so it has that that dynamic too, where it's like you have the good families that are there for each other and protect each other, and then you have the bad families that really like twist and mess you up too. So
Yeah.
that one actually did a really good job with family too. I'd say that that's a really good, that's probably one of the stronger points of the book, is the family aspect of that book. But I think that's what draws me to books right now, is that aspect. There are definitely books that I picked up where it doesn't have that, but more and more I'm finding myself picking up books that have at least some sort of family aspect to it.
Yeah. I would say I definitely have not read it in a long time, but when I was looking up, looking through my library to see like, okay, what kind of family dynamics do these books have? One I forgot about that is actually a really good book is We've Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. Is such a good creepy book, and it's all about like this weird family.
Yeah.
She's the one that did Hill House, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She the whole book is basically like this family is isolated from the village because like I think like 3 or 4 people in the family died from poisoning, and it's believed that the main character's sister did it because she was the only one that didn't have the food that was poisoned that night. And so, but like she got acquitted or something. But now it's like a big rumor of like the sister killed the family, so they are very isolated from the village, and the main character like goes into the village to get groceries and stuff like that and comes back. And there's like a distant cousin that comes in and disrupts everything, and I remember that book just felt so unsettling, but it was so good because it was kind of cool to see that like family dynamic, and the sisterhood of that was very strong. And there's like a uncle that's ill or something in there too, but
I would say even the show then is pretty. I mean, the show, The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Oh,
is
The Haunting of Hill
super
House, very
family
much
oriented. I mean, obviously,
Dude.
it's meant to be.
Haunting of Hill House. I could write essays on that show.
I think because I started watching, so I'm watching all the Scream movies right now just for fun, and then I keep being like, okay, I'll watch Bly Manor, and I think that's what I'm going to do this week. So I will report back because you guys are talking about how it's a love story, and I'm just like, I don't remember it being a love story at all, but I only watched it once. So.
Yeah.
Now you have to go back. Quick, Megan, it's almost that spooky season.
We have 1 week left. Well, we have till Friday. My dad always jokes, "Oh yeah, Megan, Halloween's on Friday the 13th this month," and I'm like, "It's on a Friday, yes." Just swap those numbers.
You ever hear that song
Dyslexic.
"Pretty Fly for a White Guy"? That talks about he's getting a tattoo done, he's getting ink done. He asked for a 13, but they drew a 31.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So I'll go into The Night and the Moth, kind of talking about that. So The Night and the Moth, you have not read it, correct, Jenna?
I have not.
Okay.
It is on my list, but she did dirty things at the end of the twisted window, and I wanted to know what happened in the next one and immediately jumped in. So
Oh, you're going to wait. You're right.
I need to have.
Till next September.
I have to have it at least close enough that I can remember the ending and jump in.
So this book is all about women or like girls when they're found. They're foundlings, they call them, which means they're basically just orphans. And she takes them in, and they are given like a purpose to be the augurs of the realm or whatever. So they have prophecies, I guess. They're not really prophecies. It's basically just to be portents. They call them portents. The amount of times that word was used in this book, I was just like, okay. It's like the one, what was it? The one book that we read from Owl Crate that they used preternatural so much.
Oh yeah.
Roseblood? Red blood?
Yeah,
what was
Rose-
it? Roseblood?
Roseblood, I think.
Oh man, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
But that one, like the girls, obviously they don't have a family, and because they're like isolated in this like mountain place, where all there is just them and these living gargoyles, a la Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the woman who like runs the convent. It's not really a convent, but it feels like it. So they become very close, and they basically consider themselves sisters. So that way, when their 10 years is up for doing this, they're just like, you know, what are we going to do afterwards? And everyone is just like very much in agreement. We're going to stay together.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason for us to, you know, not be together, because that's all we've had for 10 years. So yeah, I really liked that one a lot because it was very, you know, found family, sisterly. We have to like live through this together. So we're going to, you know, continue
together.
living after that.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about like K-pop groups or like the Spice Girls, where it's just like, you're probably not going to once you like find a boyfriend or whatever, or a girlfriend. But I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Nothing lasts forever.
Hey, isn't that a Spice Girl song?
I don't know. Is it? That'd be really weird if it is, because I did not use that as a reference.
Anyway, I actually just watched a documentary on them last night about why they broke up. But anyway, so I really liked that one. That one, obviously, because it's more romantic-y coded, the sisters is not the main aspect of it, but it is for the beginning, like third, I would say. They are very important. And then she finds a boyfriend, of course. He's not a boyfriend. He's a hot guy, of course. So, yeah.
I think the funny thing is that I think siblings have become the biggest foundation for romantasy lately. Like,
Oh,
I was
really?
just looking through all of my books, and it's like, I mean, just even ACOTAR, she's hunting for her sisters. The like more the Quicksilver, like one of her big things is she only has her brother, and she wants to get back and find her brother and take care of her brother. Like, a big motivation for the main, especially the female main characters in books, I feel like, that are romantasy, is they have some sort of familial tie. I started a Dawn of Onyx a while back, and that one is supposed to be like her mom and her siblings, and it's like, so more and more it's like the foundation before they get taken away is their strong connection to their family and them holding on to that.
Well, really, Hunger Games started that.
That's true. Hunger Games.
Hunger Games was the ultimate, like, sisterly love is what started everything else.
It's true.
Well, then we could go back further and be like, well, Harry Potter created the found family. Actually, I'm pretty sure found family.
Was Harry Potter
I
probably.
mean, oh, no.
Well, no.
Bible,
But-
right? Because he had his disciples, so they're pretty much
Okay, if
family,
we want to go
right?
into Bible stories, then we could go into Bible stories.
How much further can we go? What's older than the Bible? Hey,
Gilgamesh.
and
Greek
no,
mythology.
Greek mythology. That's all family.
That's really fucked up family. Sorry, bleep that out.
That's why didn't what's it called? Haley was just like, I don't like Percy Jackson because technically Percy and Annabeth are cousins, and I'm
Yep.
just like, don't do that.
Yep.
Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ruin it for me.
Yeah, I was scrolling through, and I just kind of went all the way back to like the beginning of this year, and I think
Oh, I was like, to the beginning of time.
To the
Yes.
beginning of time.
no, the beginning of this year, for books that I've read recently in my Goodreads, and I think out of like all the books that I've read, I think maybe 5 of them don't have a family aspect in them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, most of the books that I've read have some sort of family aspect, whether it's early on in the beginning and that's like a motivation, or whether it's something they build on. But yeah, having that like what you'll do for family type aspect in it is
Interesting.
definitely in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for found family, the most recent one that I can think of that I really liked was The House in the Cerulean Sea.
Oh, yeah.
Was such a good one. In the fact that he was such like an outsider coming into it, and like he's coming into it thinking like, okay, this is like a school basically, so they're not really going to have this family dynamic. But like he goes in, they're all basically siblings. The like guy is their dad, who's just there to help them emotionally,
Yeah.
and he just fits right in.
I think mine would be the very Secret Society
Yes.
of Irregular Witches.
That one too. That
That
one's
one's a
very
good one.
much, yeah.
very similar.
And then you could even say his other book,
Oh, Under the Whispering Door.
Under the Whispering Door, has
Yep.
very, very strong found family
Yep.
aspects and stuff. And I think that that's such a, like, okay, me as an extrovert, I want to gather my family through my friends kind of thing. And I have my partner and I have, my obvious family.
Yeah.
But, like, seeing how close we've gotten, especially through D&D and through Brawlers Book Guild, like for you, Marissa, and Jenna, we've been friends for 20-ish years
Yeah,
now.
you're
so
stuck with me now.
Right. And so I feel like that is something, taking taking your friends and turning them into like such a close family, I
Right.
think is a really nice aspect, and being able to find that in books is always just very comforting, and very knowing that, there's somebody out there that would do anything for you, would go to the ends of the galaxy for you, a la Aurora Rising by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman.
Speaking of families,
Yeah, I mean, you have Six of Crows.
yeah,
Which
Yeah,
I
Six
think
of
also
Crows
does
is
it very
awesome.
well. And I feel like Six of Crows for the newer generation of found family was like I don't want staple, but like the like
It was definitely
linchpin that
a
really opened
foundation
it. Yeah,
in the
in the young adult community.
like they always talk about it in like books that have to do with like fate and everything. Like they have the like moments that you can't change, like in
A fixed moment.
a fixed moment.
I talked
yeah.
about that in the last episode. But don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know. I was thinking Spider-Man because my life literally revolves around Spider-Man. And when
Yeah.
you're talking about
That's good.
Into
I always think of
Spider-Verse.
Doctor Who when I think of it. This moment is a fixed moment in time
Yes.
versus this is flux.
Yeah,
Mine is
exactly.
Marvel, so I guess kind of similar to Spider-Man, but
We've been. I can't even tell you how many times we've watched the Into the Spider-Verse, and they talk about the fixed moments or whatever.
did he like his pumpkin, by the way?
Oh my gosh, he loved it. He
Perfect.
loved it. He got so excited, and then he looked at it. It was so funny because he looked at it and he goes, "You made this for me?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Could you make a Gwen instead?"
Oh, jeez. Sorry, we don't have any
My
pumpkins
bad.
left.
My bad. I did the wrong Spider-Man. But yeah, it's funny because it's like I think that definitely in literature there's the standout fixed ones that like everyone can kind of go back to and be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that one definitely set me on this tangent. I wanted to read these books, and I
So,
think
like,
Six of Crows was
Hunger
one of those.
Games was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a sisterly dynamic. Although Hunger Games dropped that sisterly dynamic so quick. And that is another one where I bring up, much like Beth in The Walking Dead, where I'm like, you know what? Maybe if you focused a little more on your sister, none of this would have happened.
Granted, she was trying to bring down an entire system for her sister to have a better life. She didn't care about herself. She
I'm
figured she
talking
was
about
gonna
the
die.
ending.
I agree. But also, her sister chose to be there.
Her
Anyway.
sister was great.
Her
Yeah.
sister was great. Primrose. I love Primrose.
I think Primrose should have had more screen time / more page time.
I
Yes.
agree.
Absolutely.
Also, the kind of sisterly dynamic and the fact that she was kind of her stand-in sister, and that was Rue in the first book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very much the, like, I don't know. I'm trying to like formulate my heartbreak of like she built that up so well. She knew what she was doing
Oh, yeah.
when she wrote that, where she was just like, "Hey, by the way, here's a reflection of your life in this young girl." And surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sunrise on the Reaping actually kind of goes into that, where because the Haymitch's reaping was also a quarter quell because it was the 50th.
Yeah.
And the way that they did that was each reaping had double the amount of not candidates. What are they called?
Not volunteers.
Tributes.
Tributes. Yes, good job. So they doubled the
I had to
amount of
think,
tributes.
I volunteer as
Tributes.
Yes,
Yeah, that is.
That's why I thought volunteer, and then I'm like, but it's not volunteer. It's
the
after
next
that.
word.
There's
Yep.
more words.
So for them, also because the technology isn't as like advanced as it is when we get to Katniss's, what's it called, reaping, they spend a lot more time together before they even get to the capital. So you have four people that are just like, oh yeah, we have to be like, you know, let's make a pact with each other. We are like going to take care of each other at least until we can,
Yeah.
you know, or for as long as we can. So they get really, really close. And obviously, you know what happens because Haymitch is the only one who survives. So
Yep.
that one was really heartbreaking as well. I cannot wait for that movie at all. Like, I want it now. They should
I'm
have had
so
it.
curious of how they'll do that too in the movie, just because you have to have the double, because that's what the
Yeah.
big thing is on that. But I was just thinking about like when they did the long walk and they cut it in half because it was like it just makes more sense to film half the amount of people.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't do that. They have to do more in this one. And I feel like they're going to just kill off people super quick. And I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't read the book, so I'm sure there's some of that already. But I just
Yeah.
feel like they're going to have to cut that down quick in the movie to get to where they are.
So the way that they did that in the book itself was, and you know about this if you reread the most recent series, or not. Sorry, my brain. It's early. If you've reread the Hunger Games series, they actually have a moment where they go and they like watch Haymitch's his whatever Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And they kind of like talk about it, and they go into that, but it also goes into more in depth of how more corrupt it was than what they showed on TV, because that was the whole thing, is propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they die because the everything there is poison. So it's not really a spoiler, but everything there is poison. So
Yeah.
like Haymitch is basically just like, oh, look, an apple. Or it's like, what's that meme? Oh, look, a strawberry. And then, yeah, so he takes, like, everyone dies just from basically the first day of poison.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it's easy.
Okay.
But the best friends, District 12, all of our tributes from District 12. Man. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a family right there. Trying to think what else I have. Oh, the Inheritance Games.
Oh yeah.
That has a very unique family dynamic in that you have the main character, forgot her name, but she has
Avery.
she has a sister, Avery. Yes.
Yeah.
She has a sister who is not even her real sister. I don't even think they're like blood relatives. I think it was her mom married into a family that had the sister. I don't even think they're
don't
half
Oh
remember.
siblings.
boy, I do not remember this. I definitely just thought it was her sister, but that's just my memory going like, okay, sister.
Sister,
There
yeah.
you go. Done.
But then you also have the boys. So every boy has the same mom but a different dad.
Yeah.
And you can like see their personalities in how their grandfather raised them and how, you know, they interact with each other because their grandfather raised them basically to be in competition constantly with each other.
Yeah, I think that was quite interesting that like you got that juxtaposition of like her and her sister who just genuinely care for each other
Yeah.
as like you would think a typical family would care for each other, and then you have these people that are just so like rich and detached, and like their upbringing was so like corrupted by
Yep.
this idea that their family dynamic is completely different than what you would think.
Right.
Yeah.
But throughout the series, and I think there's 6 books out now, throughout the series, you can see how certain brothers get closer to each other. And then there's certain brothers that they're like family, like they just cannot do it. Like they,
Yeah.
no matter what, they just cannot be that sibling dynamic. But yeah, so that's a good one that I really liked. That I thought had really unique circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one, a big mystery for the first trilogy part of it
Yeah.
was, is she actually family?
Yeah.
And in a
Gross.
way, I know it was gross and weird.
Oh right,
But
yeah,
it
that
was
was
like-
that was part of it, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
forgot about that.
And it was like whether or not she actually
She
was
was-
part of it.
Yeah,
in some
a
way.
cousin.
Yeah,
But as the series goes on, there's even more siblings out there. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
crazy.
Where instead of the moms, it's the dads that have kids.
Yeah.
And so then the boys are just like, wait, you're actually my sister. So I need to take care of you. And she's just like, I don't know who you are. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah,
And actually, I'm here to kill you, by the way. I don't think that's actually a plot point. I think it was at one point, but I don't remember.
Speaking
There's
of
so many.
speaking of gross weird, you might be my sister.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Cassandra Clare.
of course. I mean that is also probably one of the big foundation of the Romantasy world before it was known as Romantasy, where it was a fantasy world that was based because she had a strong family dynamic in the outside world, and something happened to her family, and that's why she's on her mission.
Yep.
And
And family in that is such a big thing too, where like in
Yeah.
that entire world you have like the families, like you
Yeah.
have the Blackthorns and
yes,
like all the
Herondales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the family name is a big thing in that.
Absolutely. Megan, I'm gonna ruin it for you. He is not her.
Oh, I
brother.
know. I
Obviously.
I just need you to know.
know. I mean, we're
But
talking
just wait,
about.
there might be another one.
We're talking about freaking. What's it called? Hatshepsut. Can't pronounce her name.
Hatshepsut.
Yeah, and how like even Cleopatra married her brothers
Yeah,
at
well,
one point.
it-
So
and it was a big thing. Like you kept the family line, so
Yeah.
that's what it was. And like they talk about it in the Daughter of Egypt, in that book. They talk about how like it's cool because you have the pharaoh, and then you have like his main wife,
yeah,
but then he's got like a harem
Of
of
course, yeah.
other wives that have kids, and it's totally fine if one of those kids raises up because it's still his bloodline. It doesn't have to be like legitimized through marriage or anything like that. It's like I'm having as many kids as I can, so I've got options because my
Right.
kids could die, and I want to make sure that the bloodline stays.
Yeah.
but then you end up with King Tut and all of that real bad genetics.
Yeah.
And what's the Habsburg family?
Yeah.
So just don't marry. Well, I guess you can marry cousins, just don't have kids.
So there's actually an interesting study on that I haven't looked into that much, but basically it's saying that really what the bad part about inbreeding like that is if there is anything bad in your guys' genetics.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like inbreeding itself is bad. It's the fact that like if you have any diseases or like deformities or any like illnesses that are passed on genetically, it's just more likely to happen.
Like hemophilia is a very big factor in that.
Yeah. So it just amplifies the
likelihood.
the likelihood of that happening. So that's where you get stuff like when you talk about like Game of Thrones, where they have like you can't have the normal kids that were cool and okay, but then you have the ones that go mad or that these things happen. So
yeah.
And then you have Joffrey.
And then you have Joffrey. It's funny because we were talking to Sandra Clare. You're like, it's not her brother, but her brother.
But there may be a brother.
But the brother.
Just you wait. There's more.
That family dynamic.
That's another one where I wish we got more of like her actual family.
Yeah.
Because I think that's such a strong like starting point of the book is like, you know, her mom and what's going on.
And
well, I mean, not even just Luke, but I'm just saying like her mom, and it's like, okay, well, her driving force is going to find her mom or to save her mom, right? And then like, you know, they go through it and they get to that like resolution of whatever that driving force is. And then I feel like it just gets swept away, and it's like her mom is like in there for like a couple pages, if that.
And that's like, yeah, I'm glad you're back, Mom. Go hang out on the couch.
Yeah, like
I gotta save the world.
there's no more with that, and I wish there was more going into her family history.
Yeah.
And stuff where I think it focuses more on the other characters in their families.
Yeah.
Where she becomes less of the main character.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm over here thinking about Buffy.
Yeah.
And you're like, her mom, and I'm just like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Buffy's
Buffy's mom?
And how I saw a study where, not a study, but someone who was like analyzing it was just like, yeah, the second Buffy had sex, they had to punish her because only good girls don't have sex, so she had to kill off her mom.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. There was like this whole thing. The second she had sex, her mom died.
No.
No? What?
Buffy's mom doesn't die until like season 5, I think.
And she has sex before then?
She had sex with Angel, and then Angel
I don't
loses his
remember.
soul. That's what the punishment was, is that she had sex with Angel. Angel loses his soul and becomes an asshole.
I'm gonna have to. Oh yes, and you talked about. Was that last week's episode that you talked about that, or was it 2 weeks episode?
I
Were you just talking to me about it?
I might have just been talking to you
during my party.
but no, literally, like
I don't remember.
Angel loses his soul and becomes a jerk, and I think that's the thing of like the idea of that was, you know, a guy acts really nice until he gets what he wants, and then he becomes a jerk.
Oh,
No, her mom dying was such a heartbreaking friggin' episode because
Okay.
that was literally the episode is called The Body.
Yeah.
And she just comes home and her mom's laying on the couch,
Right.
dead, and it's like such a weird, like very silent almost episode
Yeah.
of grief. But that was way later.
Yeah.
Okay, we can cut that part then. I don't remember. I've actually never seen Buffy, so I don't know.
You've never seen Buffy?
Oh my
I
gosh.
tried watching it when I was dating a guy, but it had been like, I don't know, it just didn't age well in my brain, but I do want to watch it.
No, see I think what you're thinking about what we talked about with Buffy, because so Buffy is really hard to start off with the first season just because it's very campy and very like old.
I think that was what it was.
I think that's with a lot of shows. The first season is hard to get into, but once you get into it, it's good. Now, I think what I was talking about was how the perception of Xander changes from the time. That's what I was talking about, because Xander, when you first watch it, when it first comes out, you're like, oh, Xander's this goofy guy, and he's just the friend and everything. And then, like, as you watch it nowadays, you're like, man, Xander sucks.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Same with Chandler from Friends. They do that. Like,
No,
oh,
I love
funny.
Chandler. I will
know.
defend Chandler.
For me, it was Ross. Ross was the guy
That too, yeah.
who,
I've always hated Ross.
I,
Ross
Joey
always
was
sucks.
my favorite.
But
Chandler's my favorite. But
His jokes never. I was too young to understand his jokes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Friends. That's
Yeah.
definitely found family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had
that-
actual family because he had Ross and, Monica.
Monica, yeah. Which watching Scream every time she shows up, I'm always just like, okay, let's see at what point in the Friends show
Was she?
in these movies.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, like, she must have been so busy with Friends. How did she have time to be in these movies? But she's in all of them.
Yeah.
And I just don't, yeah.
I think the turnover rate for shows and movies at that time left a lot more room for actors to be able to do multiple projects because it took a lot longer in post-production to get everything ready for the screen. So they probably had it was coming out, you'd have those season gaps. And so she was probably able to do, okay, it's a gap. I'm going to
Yeah.
go and work on this movie and then come back because they still have months before.
And I wonder at what
Right.
point were they saying, okay, we're going to film this specifically when she's in a gap.
Well, yeah, and I think the big thing is like, so with sitcom shows like that, especially during that time, they had kind of like a weekly schedule of like, Monday you got the script, Tuesday was table read, Wednesday was staging, and then Thursday was taping,
Oh, okay.
and then like Friday and Saturday were editing and then production.
Yeah.
So I think it was a very structured time, a
Okay.
very structured schedule. It wasn't like when you do movies, when it's like, okay, now we have to film this at night, so you have to come in at 3:00 in the morning
Right,
so we can
right.
do it when it's dark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sitcoms
it's
are all on
crazy.
stage, so you kind of can have it set times.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is all just me assuming based off of like how things were in the 90s versus now, where I feel like everyone expects so much from their movies and their shows, and it takes so much longer to get them out because of that. But also, it's much more grueling for the actors when they're in it because it's like long days of shooting these shows so that they can.
But what's interesting is we don't have those 24 episode shows anymore. Like
No.
once upon a time, we have 8 episodes,
Yeah.
maybe 10 at max. But then if you like watching the Percy Jackson show or something, each episode is only 40 minutes. But then you go to Stranger Things, where my mom and I just rewatched the entire series to get ready for season 5. And the last season, each episode is over an hour long.
Oh yeah, each
The
episode is a
final-
movie for those
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
and then it's
so
gonna be
that
the same
makes-
things for these.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, but like we don't have like the longer episodes, so I thought it would be a lot shorter. But then for Stranger Things, obviously, it's a very unique circumstance. But
Stranger Things is a great found family too.
it sure is,
And actual family.
And actual family.
And that, oh my gosh, I could write an essay on Stranger Things. I think it's so good.
Yeah.
It's great.
So far, there has not been a miss. One episode in season 3,
Oh,
2, season 2.
Was it the sister one where she goes
Yeah.
and finds her sister? That's
Yep.
everybody says that. And you know what? Somebody brought up a good point with that. Part of it is because of how the previous episode ends.
Yeah.
On such a big thing that
Right.
you're like, I don't care about what her journey is right here.
Exactly.
Because I am still invested in what happened there. So it was such a disruption. I think it is the lowest rated episode on IMDb.
But we can write an essay on it on why it is that way, because it ends on such a where the demidogs
Yeah.
are like coming out of the ground and you're just like, oh shoot, what are they gonna do? And then all of a sudden here's she's in Chicago or whatever.
Yeah.
We're just like, wait a second.
And they kind of condensed it too much, where like if they had sprinkled in her story
Yes,
throughout it,
I
it would have
agree.
been easier. But because they condensed it into one episode, it sucks.
So you guys, Empire of the Vampire, which I've already just this morning was saying that I know Marissa would absolutely love it because it's all action, but it has a very unique familial story to it that I also feel like Jenna might enjoy, but because there's
Less love.
like, I don't want to say there's no romance. This is me trying to be like,
They can do the balance.
I'm gonna be totally honest. The romance is just like the
Subpar.
LaCroix of romance, where there's a whiff of it, but it's not the story.
Yeah.
And for me, that was refreshing because I feel like all of the books that I've been reading are just so heavily like I finished The Night and the Moth, and I was just like, yeah, that's all basically romance, where I wanted more of the storyline. So this one, there is romance in the sense that he falls in love, but it's not the point of it, because the point of it is he's got to go and kill the vampires.
Yeah.
But I liked this one because it's very Blade meets Castlevania, which I also started watching Castlevania because of this series. But this one is so nice because
Oh, so really it's Haley that's gonna love this one.
oh yeah, Haley, Ryan, and I had this whole conversation because Ryan's reading Empire or listening to the audiobook of Empire the Vampire. Anyway, Haley was just like, I'm gonna read this, but she's also very not committed to books. She wants her like single short, easy books.
Yeah.
She doesn't want a whole 800-page per book trilogy.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so the family aspect of that is, spoiler alert for Empire of the Vampire. If you have not read the first book, it's very small, but I want to make sure that anyone who doesn't want any spoilers. So he basically joins Gabriel, who's the main guy. He joins this like, it's like a training house thing. It's like a church almost of half vampires. So Gabriel's father was a vampire. His mother was a human. And so...
Classic.
Yeah, Blade. So when he like starts to feel that thirst of, oh my gosh, I need to like feed, they basically whisk him away and they train him to hunt vampires. And there's also the nuns who like keep the library and history of this world and all of that. And he falls in love with someone from the library. And they end up getting excommunicated from the convent or whatever because she is a bride of God, because she's a nun. She didn't have a choice. She was forced into it. So she was just like, this is not my life. So they fall in love. So that was like the only romance part. Sorry, Jenna.
Yeah, it's okay.
But the main story is him going off. But you also find out that there's another character who basically never had a family, and he kind of just like adopts that character as their like as his you know, his little daughter almost. And I thought that part. What?
Sorry, very Interview with the Vampire.
Right? But she's not a vampire.
Oh, okay.
But yes, also Interview with the Vampire. So we got like three aspects going on here. But basically the whole tale is how he basically adopts this girl and is just like, I will literally destroy the world to keep you safe, kind of thing. And that for me was like the best part of the story.
Yeah.
And I feel like Jay Kristoff does a lot of that. I don't think he did that in Nevernight.
What, they'll destroy the world to keep you safe? Not really.
I'll destroy the world to destroy the world.
I will destroy the world because I hate you. That was Nevernight. Nevernight was a book of vengeance.
But then in the end... Oh, Nevernight, because she had a brother in Nevernight.
She did.
Yeah.
So funny story. Jelani and I went to Barnes & Noble before we went to the movies the other day, so we had to kill some time. And we're walking around, he goes, what was the book that Megan said that I'd like? And I go, oh! And I like walk over and I find out, I go, this one. And I go, but this is just the second book. They don't have the first one.
Oh,
and I go,
no.
but I'm going to be honest, Jelani, you should probably start with Storm Dancer.
Yes.
It's a much smaller book. And it kind of fits your aesthetic right now.
Yeah, because it's steampunk Japanese.
Right.
Yeah, he's playing Ghost of Yotai, right?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, just here. It fits your vibe at the moment. And I was like, but I have that at home. I haven't read it, but I have it at home.
Yeah.
So
I also think it would be a good introduction to Jay Kristoff's writing style because it's very unique and very not for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who started reading Storm Dancer, and she's like, I got through the first chapter, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. I don't
Yeah.
like his writing style. And I was just like, oh, bummer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was it. I think of all of them, my favorite family dynamic... Oh, I also wrote The Princess Bride, just because that's also like a found family kind of thing.
Yeah,
That
a
is
little bit.
cool.
And my headcanon is that they all live together in the end. Yeah, that's my headcanon for them.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think my current favorite family dynamic is probably from Book of Night, just because that's probably my favorite duology of the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you what my favorite is right now. I think that it's
PK
hard because
Morrison?
like, yeah, as I say, I think it's hard because it's like the most recent one that's in your
Yeah.
head is probably
I
your
agree.
favorite.
Yeah.
So, like, BK Borison right now is my favorite because it's the most recent and it deals with parent-children relationship dynamics in its own way, and it gives a different look on those. So,
Yeah.
and the children are preteens to teens, so it's not the typical, like, oh, they're so young that they are, like, minute characters because they can't have much thought or say, but they're not so old that they're their own full-grown person either. So
Yeah.
They're just half a person.
they're half a person.
Yeah.
We say that every time we go out to eat. They'll be like, how many people? I'm like, 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, Elias gets his own chair. And they're like, do you want a booster seat? I'm like, he's not going to sit in the booster seat.
No, he's going to sit right in between us.
Yeah.
Or on our lap.
Yep.
But yeah.
Doesn't matter what we order him for food. He'll eat our food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love that at D&D, especially this last D&D.
He goes right to Marissa.
You're like, can I sit with you? And he's like, yeah. And he like scoots over all nice and pretty. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He specifically will ask for Marissa to come over and make her noodles, and then he
TT's
will
noodles.
eat TT's bowl of noodles
Yes.
and not mine.
Yes. It's always, my favorite, though, is Chipotle. When we got Chipotle bowls, burrito bowls, and then he ate a bite of mine, and mine was spicier than Jenna's. And so he's like, that one's hot. And we're like, yeah, you want mama? He's like, no, I want the hot one.
He's got Jelani's jeans.
Yes, he
definitely.
definitely does. But yeah, he's. I mean, honestly, he's my reason for doing a lot of the family stuff and liking the family stuff for sure. So, but,
I mean, I'm not a mother, but he has changed my perspective on when I do read books about kids. Because
Yeah.
now all the kids in books are Elias.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it hits different when you have a little kid that like becomes that for you.
which really sucked reading Pet Cemetery because it is a 2-year-old boy.
oh
So
god,
I was like, oh no.
like this is literally my nephew.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah. Oh man. Well, do we have any final thoughts on families and books with families?
I just like that we have a family here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, your mom included me in a post on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, I feel loved.
You're part of the family now.
Part of the family.
Oh. And
Yeah.
next year when we go to, hopefully, if we
Yes.
can make it to
Y'all Fest.
Y'all Fest, it'll be
Which
come
is-
full
do you
circle.
remember-
Still pretty far away
Colton?
from mom. I looked it up because
Yeah.
Charleston is
Right.
like Charleston is below Myrtle Beach, and it took us 3 hours to drive to Myrtle Beach. So
Yeah.
It's okay. Here's the plan. We go out extra early. We spend a night in Myrtle Beach, enjoy the sunrise or the sunset,
sunrise.
on the beach, and drive the rest of the day till Charleston.
Actually, that works because Sunrise, I assume, is going to be in November, is going to be a lot later.
Yeah.
So it's not like we have to be up at 4:30, even though that's your schedule.
Yep, that's me waking up at.
I
Well,
woke up
and-
every time the sun was going up
Yeah.
in Myrtle Beach because I wanted to watch the sunrise.
I
every
loved
day.
mom, who's like, I'm not going to be up that early. She's like, I'll be up that early one morning.
And then she was up both mornings.
Well, I woke up at like 2 a.m. that day, 2 or 3 a.m. that day. So I was up for a long time before the sun rose.
Which that would have only been like 11
11.
p.m.
Yeah.
Dang.
I had a bad night the night before though,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I kind of went to bed early that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole different story though. Anyways, we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So family.
Families. No, I'm grateful that more books are more family oriented, or I don't know if they're more family oriented now, or I'm just picking up more on them because family's more. The older you get, the more it matters, I think. And I'm also grateful that like my friends have kind of become my family.
Yeah.
At this point, if you've known me for longer than 7 years, you're my family, and I think Haley can officially fit into that 7 years now.
Right. Because, yeah,
Well, technically,
Because you met her when we played One Night Ultimate Werewolf, where you
Yeah.
got Jelani over the first
Yep.
time.
yeah.
And I've been with Jelani for a long time, so
Yeah.
Dang.
Dang.
I forget it. Like, I remember that, but I forget that's where we met her.
yeah,
Right.
Because, like, really, we met her D&D is
That's
like
when
when
we
we
got to
Right,
know
got
her.
to know
right.
her.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
For me, it was my very vivid memory of bringing Haley into the group was I was home visiting and I really wanted to go to karaoke. And so I put on my favorite Japanese song, which is a Naruto anime opening. And every time I would go to karaoke in Korea and I'd sing that song, nobody could sing it with me because nobody knew it. And she grabbed the extra mic and started yelling the lyrics. And I was just like, finally, I found my soulmate.
There you go.
my karaoke soulmate.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go and sing anime openings.
Oh my gosh, I would not know enough of that.
Yeah.
I would sound like Elias.
Also, whenever we play Peak and she starts singing Golden, we're going up, up. I'm like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all
I love
right.
it.
Yeah. Finish us
All
off.
right. Well, okay, guys. So you can find us everywhere and anywhere.
See, I
look
did
up
perfect.
Yeah,
Braless
you
Book
did really
Guild.
well.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Braless Book Guild, Braless Book Guild podcast. Find us on our social media. We post a lot of stuff about our episodes, but we're trying to post more. We post our galley stuff on there too now lately. And Marissa makes memes, and occasionally we throw out memes for you guys. Follow us, like, rate, review, subscribe, all the fun things. And then I'll end us with a quote that Marissa found. Families are messy. Immortal families are eternally messy. Sometimes the best we can do is remind each other that we're related for better or worse, and try to keep the maiming and killing to a minimum. That's Rick Riordan for you. I chose that one for Megan.
Uncle Rick. Did it specifically say what book it's from?
Oh, it
It
did.
did.
It did. It said it was from The Sea Monsters.
The Sea Monsters?
Yep, Percy Jackson and the Olympiads #2. The Sea of Monsters. Sorry.
Okay.
Sea of
I was
Monsters.
going to say that's season 2 that's coming out in December, you guys.
Woo! She did give us another one, which was good too, and it was more for the Pound family. I can give us an extra quote if we want.
Sure.
Double quotes.
Double quotes.
Double quotes.
Also for Marissa, the bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. Rarely do members of one family grow up under the same roof. And that is by Richard Bach. All right, well, guys, thank you for joining us. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.